start by congratulating you for the hard work you have done so far. The last 17 months, when all has been said and done, you have been the last line of defense and glimmer of hope for the Ghanaians. You have stood and defended our nation and party, everyone's admiration, earning you the accolade, the mighty minority. I have come to encourage you, to strengthen your hands, and to remind you that the role you play from this Thursday, bigger than the number of seats we occupy, are the parliamentary face of the hope that millions of Ghanaians still have in the new patriotic party. You are the expression of the ambition and plans of our party for the people of Ghana. Do not underestimate your place in this moment. We are therefore meeting at a very critical intersection. We are therefore meeting at a very intersection of our political history. It's the rule of law. We respect due process, and we will always encourage our supporters to speak responsibly. But responsible speech cannot mean silent opposition. As minority MPs, you must be the constitutional shield for every Ghanaian whose voice is threatened, whether that person belongs to the MPP, CPP, or no party at all. Let the country know that under our watch, Parliament will not look away when citizens are made to fear the simple act of speaking their mind. I appreciate the efforts of the parliamentary leadership in leading this charge. I will also expect from us a new discipline of internal consultation. Let us disagree internally where we must, but let us face the country with one purpose and one voice. Let no one outside this party profit from avoidable divisions within our ranks. People who sent us to Parliament, millions who still look to us for hope, deserve a unity of the rule of law. We respect due process, and we will always of the rule of law. We respect due process, and we will always rule of law. We respect due process, and we will always encourage our supporters to speak responsibly. But responsible speech cannot mean.
First of all, we must say we are very grateful to the panel for reading through our brief and agreeing that as independents, as they also represent independence, it is a good thing that we want to join. And so we would want to thank the Supreme Court and the panel today for seeing our point of view and believing that we come with history, we come with a certain competence to join this case.
But I think that's why this case is so important. And I hope that the Supreme Court will treat it with, the speed that it needs, because there are real life implications and impact already, even without the court determining, on our prosecution processes. Cases have been suspended. If you ask prosecutors when you are prosecuting a case and you get this interruption, it may give the accused, certain advantages that is not helpful. So this is very, very important. So the most important thing is that we can have finality.
Your presidential candidate, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, any party penning for any party penning for parliament and so, and Yejina Omo Anami. Na, and never be a cost or Maimuha and Yama or see a council. Sisiano, a Kamia Koese, Yura Mahama Peso kind of Casabodi Shayum. And so you da.
No way.
And now we shall near my Koswa. A time. Now, Araho. Teneba a year the Dean of Diplomatic Corps, a year the Moroccan High Commissioner, Onuna Daumano, in the DN Sembeto Minim, Sierra Mahama, a coin our first woman in call for a suppressive free speech, and yen, say a nay obedient to me Casao Casapenia Babecho. Didn't a judge on Nitujum, I would dear Bronya ask him to me Cassa, Yabronya, a dear oil and Bronya is a year, so Bakoyas and Fufu Bakoya the Fufugim, and young Fanny Shim until say, as a near dear, and Fanatis as a movie.
But you see, our dear Moon said, the more no more tie and no crown can boom more. So on the flip side of the coin, or more tie now and no is coming in wake as a form of motivation. Say young as a Sabio, I see your tie winning jar or tires, I won't jam it too. In some of the money, but we know it is it is in a way benefiting our mobilization and also putting our party structures and rank and file together. And you should be concerned as a family. Me, I'm surprised at the extent of incompetence I am around Mahama Edanidi. Because you see, if there is anybody in our country who or many one in terms of public, and I'm showing deference and respect to him. In some unacceptable words. But say, will be or may one public service or what experience change. John Mahama, you was any prayers, assemblyman, when these positions when now. And then when he was campaigning, he said that he has the benefit of experience in governance into Obama Bebwa and Uniana.
Your Excellency, the history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggle. When this goes on for more than necessary time, we are not going to sit down and watch. If it is about killing us, I have told my family, and I'm sure a lot of people would. If you see that your father hasn't come home, understand. That is the kind of business we are in. That this government, headed by President John Dramani Mahama, does not understand that the criminal libel law was repealed, and that he's brought in the state that we call the culture of silence again. Somebody says Dumso is back, you get the person arrested. This is the thing. And is Dumso not back, Your Excellency?
The rationale behind Judge Neka said, Semijao Maokwa. Obesa can that same thing. And then you do shema media seminary, send a bear won't mean cast asem, and the man must have reason. And James was son. Because Senkenya no and Kaunka said Mijao Maokwa obey the same thing. So eventually, how about if the person is granted bail? So okay. But as a Wukuta dream be such a person, me, and you have respect. I just ask why dream that. And now that is what I'm saying, sir. The new patriotic party, fully, every word, every letter, sentence, space, be a war, or sign Alexander Afenyo marking state Pitumbiano, we fully endorse it.
Kata and rent commissioner the Babontina, I think it is part of the grievances and a person rent control or more address my the first grievance I yesterday and said the person inspection to make sure that compliance is being adhered to. And I will share your decret and no rent commissioner no one fine senior say. In fact, we're taking action. The first action I'm taking is some co-hostels no to have a first-hand information about the fact that your petition at the core it was no mere allegation, but it contains truth. Almost assessment, no, hostel be the Vikings, University of Ghana, Pent, University of Ghana, UPSC, Prestige Hostel, Ken University, Echo Hostels near there. Now, in fact, even Krano, it is even damning than what we even gave them. That was the first initial step that they took, and that is good. Secondly, and I'm right to who say on the letter for Ababontin said they are putting on hold, temporary hold on all proposed increment of private hostels.
Maswat is a by way, the tactics back who you soon say. Say ne ho kire ne pe the only formula ne say onko chi MPP ni bi o ma yen remand no ye nko bobin training ntu be kai last 2 weeks Abra Bank of Ghana semba e start kan no ene ye ka kire mo say nim said ombe ne say ombe start achichi nkofo bio and ampa wo hwe even from that time abaya yenchi we yemfa we nkotum yen remand we say a part of grand tactics one so ombe suppress obia or kan semwatia om na two omde ehu ahye and then 3 be deflect attention if the real issues are because the real issues ne say bosha hodo o mo hye nyinara to say Ghana for afiase ehunu nkaka akra say na ye nada bosha kese o mo hye enwuma o mo be create 24-hour economy ejuma wura nkokon nkete feed Ghana ne o mo so be yema nipa nya ejuma aye enye sika ko ne bottom no to say o madane o machi amani nyina eno no mo mpese obi abeka ho asem nti o kasape ye say yembechew yen ko remand we na saa de na ye bo aban ne kokko Dr. Baomia ka say dikan no aban adwumayɛfoɔ policefoɔ ne judicial servicefoɔ ne ade a ɔmɔmɔ ho kwan ma
aban dada a ɛka sɛ ɔmbɛwie hospital no in 18 months ɔmantimi ɔmso ɔmbɛwie bia commission ansana ɔma hand over ɔmantimi ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ adwuma bi a obi antimi sɔre prɛko ɛnka sɛ ɔbɛtumi awie no nyinaa nti adwene a the minister ɛne ɔmanpanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ayɛ ne sɛ ɔmo bɛyi bia aban ɛbɛpɛ sika ɛfi yɛ nyinaa yɛ sika fotom na ɔmo de ayɛ Nyaka no omefre ankra ana nsori nkuo no mu meboa no mu njibi no mu nwie no mu ntoaso na menim se aban ayi emu beye 35 omo pese omo de government of Ghana sika edi wie na nyaka no omo mfrem kofo no omo meboa because one yes ne discussion de da no eda ho cha ebe pro na obi ba fofra one just e buni nyina egu ansa na ya hyase nti eno ne menim efa agenda 111
IT for the American engineers who feel no pay Jumai, won't be hospital no and no be Jumai. If human resources are all kinds of human resources plan, in the Fiada, I showed him the human resources plan unless he tells me that is not true. Maybe one day we put the two of us together and I'll show him place by place that you do here with facts and figures, with photos, with videos, not only what it is. I'm saying, for acquire videos of a children. Yeah, no, you know. Yes, and idea, no. I almost say, BBN holding a man, so only the video, but and if you give any any theater name in our demo, so we are feeling about politics about this. The good people of this country, Ghana for a area, and I saw person for medical check from within a Lantia district hospital, no Omako medical check. In fact, I want to tell everybody, say, before even all these things, Ghana has set up a system where a pilot actually is scaling up. There be a friend of wellness clinics for almost every health facility, including health centers. IT for the American engineers who feel no pay Jumai, won't be hospital no and no be Jumai. If human resources are all kinds of human resources plan, in the Fiada, I showed him the human resources plan unless he tells me that is not true. Maybe one day we put the two of us together and I'll show him place by place.
So no nwotwe abo apahu sima edu enwotwe ebraso ye de bani ni suzumedie na ebrewo na unim se dwumadie yedu honom na yesi adwa na wo se ne ekoso ewo mayimu amanyosem ye ni de che toda asetena mu yedie ni ada ye ni ahwe honom bi na ne de ye tie simu ana amanyosem ena ye komo meka amanyosem a NDC MPP amanyoko no bi aguso na sei minim se afie besimuo 2027 yenya tisi afinum sekim ena wo behu message a obia de kwose be danio sennanio ne wote so NDC amanyoko no kura de se wo hwa den na se because o mutisu nti wu ne yekoso yie papa se wo hwe chairman oda NDC amanyoko na no na efri bra amanyoko no betena so se yen na yete so a yebu oman no na nka ne ye nimu wo oman no mu ne se amanyoko bi di nkunimu a se wo bedi ntwoso wo bedi nkunim no nipa wo bedi animu na wode wakokon no se nipa no odi animu da ase esoso won se NDC amanyoko yeto abani wieye no mampani John Dramani Mahama ene yese we minti bida chairman oda amanyoko na no adase afenefani oda so da ase eno no kire wo bibi ye ekoso wo amanyoko no mu na weinu eyedin mesi efri 2027 ko na abehu ne ekoso say ye NDC o say ye MPP o ubehu ne ekoso wa amanyoko no bi adiem na MPP for kra de ba ne wodi amanyoko nanim na wodi wotu franka omo do omo ho ano na NDC de no na aye pinso ebe ye pinso sa aye pinso dada because say wo hwe nipa obia wayi ni ti minyame kobi a ebi kita positions nti omo a wo mo nheda nyi wo manim so minyame ko enso so hwe ne ekoso wo offices ahoro ministries ahoro a emawu ne ekoso bia wo mo a ne wo boni chimpo setie bia me ne meko setie bia me ne meko fo no efri 2027 kono mampani John Dramani Mahama no wo mu na mamuo ni nweyo eso de wote Ghana ha behu ne yebekoso se ni owo ministry bia boy na dwi so obeko bibia no ne niema wo ye nyina no wo ye ne se me ye de atwen ne du ho no mo amayimanim eti ministry bi wo ho no mo akade akura wo se ye de mabon e ma wadwuma wo ye wotumi esese wotumi ye no say ye ministry of finance na minister wo ho no mo na dwi so obeko bia wo so ministry ni so wo another ministry no e wadwe so obeko ne wo say ye boa wo ma wo ministry no pagya na wanimu abanyam na ade akwa wo asembo no po eti NDC amanyoko ne de wo de na yese bora suja wo hwa asade ye ahye wie so anchimie ye bibi ikoso pa na chairman de ono wan fansie wonna mu dendendenden ne akudi ande o mu anu agagum ne oso woni mbekwa akansie ne owo adwuma ye ne ne ka mo MPP amanyoko no mato o mu de awie ye nei wo hu nipa wo di wanim no watu franka ade ama wo no e wo se ye hwese atasa election akoso na yede yi nipa wo di MPP amanyoko nanim no what next enne ye bisasa die bieu ena ekoso e wo mu mahu omo ho ano no a eye campaign ena nipa wo di amanyoko nanim wo ye anase sese no yede ne se yete akire ye behwe ne ekoso amamu ekoso no bibi nkoye ane a pinpoint se da bi wei ne nkoye anase ye ko grounds se ye campaign ankasa ene e wo se ye ne mpanimfo a one Dr. Muhammadu Baumia enam etwetwe nkomo ne ehwe na say na ne minority e wo parliament na nhia mu akoso na wo mu ai wo se ene o musoso ayi allegations ahoro o mabato yi ekoso yi empesa wodo so de nkumankuma yi ene yayi mafiri mese asema antai we yachi na meme nka Dr. Muhammadu Baumia ho eti ne bo se ensem no yetumi ehu bi ne dru sabri a woni a wo boa e bankita wodie mu eba adwuma ye ekoso e wo MPP amanyoko nanimu a wodi akire eboa Dr. Muhammadu Baumia na wo se ne wo twetwe enkomo eti enabusua se ne bribia ye no no e wo mu ane ato nsa frempanimfo ne ne wa twetwe enkomo bi na onuma me yahu ne ekoso Dr. Muhammadu Baumia eba campaign na wo ye so wa hyase posu won hyase no ene bo se yetumi hu eti ene ye numu ano boafo sonko ema Dr. Muhammadu Baumia ye Dr. Akua Moako ene ensaka no special aid ye ne no ebetwetwe enkomo ne omansusu enkukuru omansusu enkukuru kasamafo ema Dr. Muhammadu Baumia omodo sompanimfo e kasade man no wo mu baako ena ye nasi adwa Dr. Akua Moako doko de na Akua na Ekua emu de yin
say ekua ye de meto fantini
okay fanti de na ese ekua
Kumasi ana matina chia na mente fantina nkasa mente nti
edin ne de ekua
yes ye de meto fantini
because me hwe ekua no
yes nti ekua
me da se abusia doka na watene ne no ene ye ne no na etena se ye nkomo twetwe ni nyina no obami ehu Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia sesei babi a nani hwe eniema egupuno so ye free sabre ekopem se MPP amanyoko no wabato ne aka wanimu e wose woto so obeyi empanimfo a regions obeda no se national empanimfo obeda no campaign no ankasa wo hyase anase ye twen ama abato no akoso awie ene nkomotwetwen e wo ho no bo midin e de akua buachewa yado memede na akua yini eneshia ya de asedama Franco Trading Enterprise wadaro mota yechi electronics ye kan electronics wo my Ghana mudi abusua say ye Samsung no phones na making Nokia phones ubenya bi iPhones smart TVs ni nyina Franco air conditioners say once a weather na sesa it is abre na air conditioners na bi wo hono mo a wo yesa wo change ni kakra bi regulate ni kakra bi a na ahyase na hawo na mum say ye Franco Trading Enterprise Papa Franco de ani bidia and ye whether bia wo gina mu denden ye wo chest freezers and refrigerators wo ho washing machines microwaves and blenders ni nyina CCTV cameras ne de original ones and ye dey ma wo eti se krono no bi be na dwen se wo bo wa anida ho be hu bibia kama na anu wo didwa online so a 40% discount any a day Emma wo 40% discount ye say ye de ma kwa ama bibia koye ama abusia production team no loyal listo wo kwadwofojo jamratwum akowu na kwamkule no producing from afar ni odematum live wo Facebook and YouTube edu echeche o friend africana obejo so doka kwaba boko de
boko me chia weti fo nyina so me say ye buy afi minim se mabaha
this year dey share ye last year dey ye buy ha last year say na emu aye
e be sada obia o chesise dey ye be da pass fo nyina se mo am support ene mo am support nyina se abaye nipa ba
akoye ba ko
nti de ekon na da ye nim no na edoso ina ni tete ananse NDC for DFM omamemu no mo anhye den huso niama na omo adisi omobo ebeka che Ghana for say ebeye say no omo huso ya omo na omo kokos member ya koche no wabrochi egu Ghana for anim egu anim ase basa niama we nyina ekoso nso omo nya ho asem nka obi pen ho asem kotro dum so is back na yakoso ano obi pen ho asem kocha and 1D1F factory si baby a ehu full in weeds full all over na ono so ya friend no last one cry ya friend na eden the same LGBT nsensem ya wa be mo position omo nipa ba ko caricature bi edit to internet na yiraba me ani meda so yera na ado anim da so ni ade ye nipa ba ko for the same artwork edi omo mpanyimfo anim ekoto so a omo so ya friend no ya bono original chairman de atet see ni ajojo omo de na FM enwumre no unse niama bi wo hona esi a nkofo bi jing se kwangwa emben omo ase nkofo bi na enya omasem but ye hwede ye nuanom NDC for with regards to niama obi aka obi atro ne sa niama na yatra especially no mode ye rabronye no asema de bia ye kane se edidi ateme wo politics mwenya de pa ba wo hwe a NDC for no sa brana no omu nema omu de benya akonya no but say omu pese omu dani omu ho ema ne yete senia sebe uyi wano eye obi ase eye boni eye chi obi tum asanka Kevin Taylor omu amfa na makrom ha ama na nsanko ye chi obi tum anka omu sami jemfi nko nka se yenkum na nado ema sisi on gold board nkofo ti mika kra sa time ni Yoruba me have tell ye ne dia nso na enye no kro omu nimpa asa enye no kre that time no na chairman of police council wa maya nchi obia nti asema ye ka ache NDC4 empanyifo ene judges na omo pese omo pese ye hu ne se omo ni omo gro no ayeye abronye oyobia ne hu mfa no the last time the last time omo chain with the another MPP ni from Bono region onu na posti dum so is back na omo ko chain back omo chi abronye ka ho can you imagine otene baby o omo chain ka ho sa one omo chain no party for do ho ni ade otimi ko fie but sada na ne chairman ho mfa no ema in fact ye de ne to kwan ema okoji ayare sakakra but no owo court dates into obaye
ne ede na ye no
enne emisen yentimi nkane wa hasa obi a o but ne ho mfa no to a point ye de ne free chrome ha ekwa brochi koji ayare sa but our active case enti time e do say was court no obaye te so obi odimra so eno court and for one reason or the other judge ne dwen say ye jaya abronya nenim so obedwane obi a wakwa abrochi aba court no okohefa kwan so ne ewo krom ha oni mabronya enti a ye de na chere aban kukum for yemfa ne say asem ode na no aka bro boni beka say misdemeanor no kra wo convict na ode ni betum onkokun obi ombu obi na no eno odi aka asem a yemfa ne say eye kasantwie nti sisi corona ye pese ye tenem ne ye pese ye kire sisi didi atem eye crime a ye de utum de omonka nche yenso ye ba na yesua ye asema meka cho mu
o se o sha ase akasa ka bibi se mo condemn se amanyo mu kasetia mo condemn and then you went on na wo ma example se ne omo ti opposition bi a omo ye nke echi omo se muntachire se eba amanyo mu kasantwie ebekoso a se mu hu se bi koso na ye mu mafamu a se ne wo site abronye die asan ka se da bi wakasa ye wakasa ne ye wakasa eti yesu utu akurafo na wutu agina mo afoso wo mu a omu wo mama nyoko nu a mo se muntachire se obi be kasantwi matu wofo
ye ka embra asem menua nti edidi atem enye crime nti say they can say obi fundamental human rights ne fa wudi
ye di atemu a enye
crime you betimi akwa check criminal code mu it's not a crime to insult somebody. It's not a crime me menya na nke a crime because NDC for no mutimi chioma no sinkofo so eye yen pa minim so hu Kevin Taylor so
about me achita for so di atemu
me pese ebekọ ho there be enwe facts enye me na me chọ Ghana constitution ne mra no mra e da ho Ghana mra mu sise udi obi atema enye crime ubetimi aka asema for obi hu ya ye beka say defamation eno ye civil matter
but him say verbal assault
verbal assault any insult is not the same thing.
Difference
to make us sebi I don't even think I can use insults on this platform but obi di watema enye verbal assault ena enye crime nti eno there is a matter of fact nti say obi aye ade nkofo aye in the past na eno nti ye twitwa ne fa hodie mu I don't think say yen kase ye tu akraf opia ne akasa asem no si say no ne fa hodie so ena o matena so arbitrarily nsema omo kan de chensa omo no mpeso omo che omo no mpeso omo tu ye fusise brofo ye kan say it's like taking advice on morality from a brothel minim sa meka no wotwi mu ba obi a sa suban no otimu no ade nti na so na betu ye we have our own
okwaje futu adwaman ho futu afiri adwaman mo ho say na wo
that's what I'm trying to say nti enya dia sa omonyo mo ne betu as ye betie say futu no afiri omo ho as a party ye internal structures a obi kasa na anko yi a ye ne tena se ka eno ye future asem but see a whole regional chairman of the MPP or matching over a misdemeanor and denied him bail eno na ya asem a ye ka nti ye beka asem no in that particular light te so mu begia nansa na ye dru ba bia say ye ntu ne fo no menua na meboa especially say nyesa wabo obi Send America Ghana 1990 constitution idea and would you be atomized not a crime.
But near who can say chairman who funny. A lawyer for a ginemuamano a raisy and say yes ne home fancy I was say a money bail and I say
yes raisy ne home fan no assembly. There a year is so crying and say so court we are you need the court records. Now they acquire appeal. Yewra minority leader ebe ye in the press conference explosive press conference new year no ansana omo release court record no so that ne lawyers no could go for an appeal baby I do o ya manyo semimu yeti krom hana PNDC for tena Ghana for ye omotena ye council for so long with nothing to show for it and a factory no matoma ma we yire ne sanya maniama no nyina at no point okoka bibi no mompani abefa onisa. That is the history of the NDC. Okay, NDC now oka NDC wo mfia na me na bekai because eno no mu hu ye inti I would expect say party omo was a very dirty history no omo nyensema ebekai ye yaw me so na me me so akola me started say me hwe TV de me hu wo TV so ye National Reconciliation Commission me sure so nso kai nkofo mbetna so ewie ya the whole of Ghana na wo say ye reconcile e forgive ye ho na mwasa baby wa mo pese mo be kai obi ya because nipa kon no aka asema mo nkrofo no aka times 10. And no, menya sure say no ya dia eye. And also idea si na emfa ho a obedwin say bia amanyofo na omanya omasem no mudi. Bo bi posti dum so is back me ekofa no. And no enya MPP ni o. E tie say be do time bi. Oye Ghana ni nya so MPP ni oye wadwuma etia o tax e Ghana ni mredisfo. No akọ posti ade o social media because ampa ye dum light no. Na ya becho. Menya sure sesa e kro no and I say ye kan ye national anthem ni ye pledge na they say that through the toil and blood of our forefathers menya sure say nti na ye nananom no omubre ma Ghana said the be ya president bi be no we decide so obi aye obi nti akofa no the medima no be see on this matter ne say because hu hia pa ye nua ye panyin obi papa obi kunu anadwi or that prison because or can be a dear who he anti and no the bit so beja baby amekobi na med start answer nam ya to aso mas manu chano ye run another tena so 8 years yenum NDC obi oye honest so krom hania enim say NPP ni NDC why na yemfa ne say okasa in a very vitriolic way vitriolic ni so obo amitwi omo Nanado tena so 8 years. Sa publication of false news ne sa ni amano. Nkofo ochi omu in the 8 years na mbro 12. Joma hama betena so indeed 2 years. Nkofo a wachi omu using the same thing is almost 20. Inti anya de ebe mo Ghana ni bia ye machine me sure say wo say ma ya adwen ba ho no ma mfa ye nim anye fom e wo sa ni amane ho. Asema ye de ya no ka enya de a ede wo call prison. Emma ukoda remand 6 days at the senior wako wia obi ana wako kun obi sebe enti hona medema no besi was asem no ode wanu sie no na me pese ye hwe krata free former vice ne office bae fa sa asem ya ho sa bre no kra na say eda ye de chairman e call ye ka say onkotwiri mu kosi say ye besan ye bedi asem na wi no e na o ishi statement na me statement na from day one amensa kan ye no me hwa baby a madwen ebesi eye nie kokoba ode ema mpanimfo bi a osusu say omune abanya kan bomu ane omo ye no etietie nipa bi fa hodie so say wohwe statement na paragraph 4 no or say I therefore serve notice to officers of the state who are active participants in this unholy enterprise that the day of accountability will come and the abuse of state power will be accounted for. I think it's very clear. Say make a will say NDC for by 16 months Nurses Cromunti Minfan, Agenda 1 Diane, yes, we are Kunyasim, Omunti Minfa Nipanko, Omo 24-hour economy, Omunyanye, MPP by 2017. By this time, not at least 3 SHS are starting. It's clear, say, they are lagging behind. Oma Ketri. And Nunine Chino, Omenya Abotre, any adaje, Achinkro 4 20 year chini so mo the same 2 courts, circuit court 9 and now say Adenta High Court. Na chairman Abronye make it this realization. Say adena de bia say same way we looking like political persecution and into ne baha na muye ni say. Na mamenkan Abronye charge sheet ne mam. Na wa catch me say Ghana for na any India dance say we are semi pese. Is that the kind of country a pese ye tinema? I mean kind quickly mamu because say Abronya can say
Abronya de no. Ye wo state agencies here former vice refer to no. Say okoho na bia ya senie na ekoso se prosini na achiwo se udwen se nipa no amfa mra kwan so na ode achime nipa na amfa mra kwan so e ba senie no mu a ye wo kwan a ubetumi afa so se niema ankoyi a wasiki redress e wo but to state say ye ba na mu bebu akonta day of accountability no na se mo ba mbe yi o modi ananse mbe o
mbe Mamin can say, yeah, and yet idea was say ye hold the MPP ni NDC to different yardstick. Answer near John Mohammed Bebano. No, can say, or very set judiciary any day, and say, or by first no ye a Chief Justice. Maybe our question is so, but me person me ma obiati as say, there is a particular reason in tia obia or yare. And the lawyers ama waswanti so yare bail conditions in our diso. In fact, oba court on our children and yes otifi. The reason in tia why ye arrested me kind of brofo. Kwame Abronye at Abronye DCH 34 farmer that you in the month of April 2026 at a crime within the jurisdiction of this court. Without lawful authority, you uttered certain abusive words to wit, you are not a judge, but rather a politician. You have covered your head with a sack and you claim you are a judge. A same way, en na yera abronye kai intia. Yesing remandeno. Intia nye meja the judgment to Ghanaians and all of you. Some more say if this is the right thing to do. And I say a cry pesi etinamuni. A cry in a team what NDC for Chief Justice, where ye judge, circuit court judge, a whole Chief Justice, George the whole judiciary. Now NDC for Timika so MPP women organizer. Isn't that worse than this?
Me point in say, ni Abronya king. Yes, say ya de no ashim. Wa bra e bi abone kura wodi ye ne munye du. Ye was say ye kase bi kura ye beye no criminal case na ye de ye gina so onum say misdemeanor kura na say ya dan no a enu nti ne wo the higher court which ya say mu pese ye ya appeal bibia you can go there
Mr. T say
enu nti me dey
my swimming respond obeti ase unti na Mr. T say record of ne judgment no mu hia o me de be kwa file appeal no ye wura fenyo mark na be kasa Sunday a na nka ne lawyers no omon san kaaye so what you say so there's a pattern and a deliberate attempt to curtail the voices of the minority or voices of accountability because obitimi ka say Dumso is back now kwache no why 1D 1F yes see dan see ho one man food the weeds have taken over the building wakwache nipa kro. These are the kinds of issues that we are talking about. It is obvious say omo pese omo sheda di nipa enimie for. And I will sit here and say Ghana for mane koso a na ebe koso. Inti yen nyina ebetena se ne adwen se yen nyina yakomemu se ye pese yetena oman mu a ukoka se wo kan ye adum na ampa wo kan ye adum a yetimi betrewa enne ye nto aso. If not there any illegality, especially these kinds of constitutional matters, there's no statute of limitation. But ni beka se un say some of the crimes and now boni bi wo hɔ a emmo bi twema untimi emfa nipa ko ni nkogina adaka mu bio eno na ye friend of statute of limitations but on constitutional matters like this no e bi sign ni ho into oba na ye find this say obi abumra ne so a ye ni obedi. I think that's what the English says, and it is expected. They're not party for air can any aka to the name Dr. Baumia.
Into a party no name no gina.
No, I see the flag bearer of the party. Into Okasa or can't dear Eda MPP Akumaso. Into dear da MPP Akumaso and Awakano. Because all shay MPP Yabako Sema ye ne nkrofo mo pese omotena ye fan hodie so apem so power kroma. This is not the first time. MPPs all shank or form started a party, no, most of them they had to go into exile. Yes, Mujani free kroma. Ebi ewu jail because yes or no omakodi boni biao. Near JB Dankwa owu prison. SD Dombo Ojane Okowu London. In the social party in Abakosema, we've always stood for one thing: democracy. Kabi mamin kebi amemu. Inti nanado 8 years no bitimi ko jina Jubilee House abonten ka se kum nanado mayen wa mayanche no. That time anaba omiaye the head of police. Obitimi begdi ntrot no so se kremoni a os ofane sumi yie no odi pork wa mayanche no. Asem kesiye kra omokofa beto ne so se haptel ye ne dia ana eyentro ana omunim wa mayanche no adentia because omu believe in free speech and amamu kebi mamin kebu amamu na ye no any baby aya hyehye akodru no inti omanfa omonsa ansay sa niama no inti so omagya na omadane amamu mu asenia me start making munchi any sa niama no eye basabasa na mo pese mo sa de ye kɔ hɔ a me ntwɛn Emma munchi empanyifo nyina engum na afi nkofo yira ansa na yakasa.
After say abatwe course so amanyoko ni gitum say Dr. Muhammad Baumia eni animu yi no. Minim say was start campaign na say mo wo drawing board ho say there be ye pese hu se ne niema besia kwa ansa na yatesim. They say there na ekoso Dr. Muhammad Baumia camp.
Oh, send me yes, started a campaign and me baha me no kind and you say ye candy near and say be started campaign there be. It is said their party no beti me ake kan ho abom. Inti sa process na started. MPP ye party there be ye timi ebo modern ba ben mu a ye ja bibi e magana ye kokra edaso ho. From the beginning, ye akofo bae send ye ka free speech in semi. Ono no bae one of the first things really was to remove sa emrana na ye de chencrofo na afi obi ayere fi fie o hwehwe na hu wayira criminal libel law. One of the first things I akofo ye oyi free ho. Osa beja free maternal health care beja NHI obia MPP bia aban bia ba no kwa oja oman Ghana bibi a esombo inti on that same note no yera about me anso abeso MPP musi say e was say oja MPP in a better state than say ye de share nsa inti ehona this whole idea say yen share policy committees because of your party ni mo a ye wonim de fu bebre e wo party ni mo mbetimi de omunyansa ene omonim de abeboa party ni abeboa Ghana as a whole country inti adan na yen fa omunyina amba together na yen gin kwan a ye betimi ama Ghana etumpon in all the different sectors. In social, you started standing committees. No, of church and so when we press release on committees now by the General Secretary of the party, divided into two groups. Your standing committees. No, I know that they've always been there since the 1990s, since the beginning of the party. And no, your standing committees, no finance, communication, and it's and something about policy committees. No, policy committees in the yard for fraud. So the buyer ye betimi atena se na ye timi ede better alternatives and I say kwan foforo aban no ebetimi ebu oman no so the buyer ye se me betena ha and away we sika and just say emfa say critiquing and as all criticizing just for criticizing sake. But ye betimi aba Ghana for any mabeka say sa 24-hour economy yomo peso mo Kenya. ABC nti there's no way on betimi aye. Me just send the Ghana for me who that send e ntro and azan awam number 1. Nti ye to say any say ya ebeye ye. Said the beya ye ba mo nchen de bia ye ka exactly the pese ye ma oman Ghana the pese ye ma Ghana etumpon. As say about health ABS nyama ye seen the emergency healthcare system we ya hwene na ya decide say bia MPP no ye ba with this emergency healthcare ye be ye ni say nti me betena ha next time ma chew kwan a MPP pese ye toto nia ma se be ya ba sa wakoha na ya dan ya pamo na be na ade anka ye betimi aso ano no na obi afemu ahwere ne nkwakwa no nti me betena ha solutions na me ma o enya se me betena ha ka se Minister of Health and wabon nko a eno so can be true. So that's the whole idea of this say yen started policy committees no say the be ye ba Ghana for enim ne ani omo kasa enye say ye kasa kwa yenim de ye pese ye mom because number 2 nso ye hu se NDC for them say sometimes no mo na ma na bibi be si mutima no maka and no more day campaign because share there's no way some of nyama no mo kan me sure so mo dwen hu see because anka by this time an committee me aye into a lot of things them say is assume team no maka no mo dey campaign na yezu ezan ye ni age ne to aso ye hu mistakes na mo ye no into there's no way ye pese be repeat some mistakes no into ye be gina mo anim so man Ghana for ye be ye say ya tena se esusu ehu sika dodo a ebe cost amine to be able to do that. Ya dream e kwan a ebe fa so aye saa de no ansa no ya be hye mo boss ye be say se le be ya ye ba timelines ni e di super pe ni e deliver amamo nti so hwe kwan na ye about me person the party no ekona it is very much in keeping with MPP in spirits no and it's very much in keeping with the Ghana here for the development and impunzo of this country because say NDC for my year 2 years minim so when you 24-hour adwuma ni bi ye dia min so min hu say obi anya 24-hour adwuma ni bi ye omusidwa edwa na omusi almost a hospital 111 no sebi enye prudence just all translate mame say enye prudence what does it mean but omu pese omu ko si edwa 261 ewo baby a edwa ba akokro mu ni na wako si edwa wo ho se wo run ne 24 enu mo omu dwen say e better since omu be si hospital no na menua se woni ahoden a ebede no akotena dwomu no aton bibi na si say 6 months apahwe nti ugidi say 261 no mbetimi ani pa kono say 111 hospital eni brewom enye prudence no odwin so betimi asi 261 edwa in access be 2 years ne kodada omoso mbe Kumasi Accra expressway ne pacho me yeso so we hu say ye clear e kwan bi for expressway and as we hu say e kroma ya ye kwan bi in 2 years da and you believe say a kwan na da hodada no omatimi atiatia ma je so be ka bi je so mpe asante mpuntu but ombekwa ye a kwan foforo 200 kilometers no to Kumasi in an expressway in some mind this for kache bi no until at the end of the 4 years no in 2028 asema e bi so mo no expressway no ewe oso obi si edwa 261 ewe fa hospital the obeka che nurses ni so be mo automatic posting unim so over 8 years no na do aban one fan nurses cry no it was over 50,000 na waba be 100,000 wofie because ye buy na waja be 3 wofie ye bo modern 5 bi eja obi nso buy omo bi a portal no mo so mo fa 6,000 ne cry make catch omo so mo boa omo nche nipa 6,000 no ma because ngofo obi a bi a portal na ade na sa nkofo enso nya sa na o promise omo o kache omo say omo nye campaign ma 24 hours because Irajo Mahama ba ubemo omo automatic posting. That was the promise. Inti say NDC for you be anche oma ye Ghana for azan and so many ye dini
After say moto abani Dr. Mohammed Bawumia say woni amanyuko nanimu no asem ba ko kan ye wabra o mano ne acceptance speech no ne say oh nka mumu obehwe say unity ebeba party no moto abani wiye from afie twem beto sabre ye na ye bisa say MPP amanyuko no mpempen so a na mugina when it comes to say nka mumu ewo amanyuko no mu ebeto sabre dia na former vice etima yafa ho
oh metimi atna ha aka say nka bom no yakobebre say bibia asa no a long journey se wako about order no eluso a obehu say e yade ya pa ya ye ko 2024 luzu ipoto nti MPP ni bia nim say de kwa about lusu nti even though say win primary minim the feeling so wako about lusu when easy it takes some time and sana wetimi you know I gather our bearings etimi movie on nti nim say nipa bebre he has time to heal but here about me when primaries ni we one try fear and dream say we say we win nti bibia obi amombra otu anamon no eko hu nkofo ni omo contest for no wakohia obi a e wo mo fie wako omo nan ase
nipa nan ni
yes wako obi a nan ase wa manensi ho se party ni mu mi da bia meka ne say political party e te say busuaku inti tawantawa beba ntokwa beba normal inti ngofo bi o ha party ni mu for one reason or the other o may feel aggrieved inti while making effort so to meet a lot of sankofo no and now say nkofo a yemfa ne say ye wakofo apen so no mo ye very but for some reason no omo inputs e wo MPP mood today and aba form to say wa kwame mpianim ne kodwo mpianim ne ade nyina wetutu ne nan and your mako kasa and see what rebuilding efforts very seriously when meeting over 10 people plus the 4 aspirants no at there be oguso at every point in time no in every week or schedule some time or there be a visit see and then so ye share amanyo Adom kuma parliament and me sure say monkof videos number out ama obi ati die raba me akan wakansi sudria say ono o supporting no one supporting no enye ade a obetu nani abesi wo so say o tu wo wakonwa so nti sansensem na ye tete ni nyina ye besrem
e wo abato na ekoso wo police
station ne parliamentary there be enye anu nti ne to presidential ne first ye to presidential ne first adwobrel
enti wate sa allegations no e ba say na mantai Dr. Mohammed Bawumia chinti omo disqualify me
kasam obi there's no way obi a way you sa ade ne bia unfair evidence in bra because there's no order from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia office so one supporting and enya no kre nkofo
because they say ayensu no almost 180 nipa ye disqualify or mono chese because of baby no mugina wabra na primary
some things are local until you say you think cry ha and I interfere wa ayensu no matter enya sa na ete obi a oti amanyo sema cbn nim say polling station aba a local a MP no tawati ase inti on the polling station ya dia ni penny daso ni penny edi akire inti constituency bia there can be a few moving parts but the penny so bia person use Dr. Bawumia din ede ye kosom nyama we say na ye nto flag bearership no kra enanka obi anye flag bearer ntawantawa bi say no e abato anka beba nti ye besre mo se mamu mfa hwe enhye Dr. Bawumia ono agina MPs ni nyina anim enne na me wo ho aka chi o mo say on di obi echi so abetu we enye no ne da nani so onim se dom kuma na o mo wo parliament no omusua di ohia ne say omo behye the NDC for ye no na omo hold you omo accountable omo adwuma no as imrashe bedwa for inti eno expected from omo but so ono betina se na instead of time or the be rebuild instead of time or be dwen ekwanya or be magana etumpon no na wa bedwen se mi betu we no obi a wonim Dr. Bawumia bia wonim se enye ne su enye ne ban enti so obi a obeba begina wanim se Dr. Bawumia enti ye wa frim bia enye no kre ono a ene watu nanum tu videos ne wo ho you didn't said nothing like that is happening. But sometimes I'll not even want to go too much into this. But ebibe use as an excuse. They're a very convenient excuse. But
na niana wo ka se wa company mfo adadafo bi na so papa kwa mpianim ka ho na kwadwo mpianim so ka ho penimfo be du no ne motive ye say opese omoye active o party num ebi because ebi kra de ebi statements omoye no was like say o matwe omo ho afira manyuko num eti wo twe sa nipa ni nyina ababa kana say
me sure say obi a wakohia no bia kase watwe ne ho afira manyuko so watwe ho afira mi dia asa en me sure say wahia obi a
omo kode ekọ
eno de ye nyandu ho nkofo a wahia omo no de ye nkofo a for one reason or the other omo ya ati akachi nti yes omo na so na okohu ebia denti na bibia obetimi resolve ya resolve but in any case ye kasa no say me kasa nkofo bi what disciplinary matters pending in front of the National Council and we a different matter.
Okay,
in this disciplinary matter National Councillor and you follow that process, but on no as a flag bearer, no, or person extend if Bonibeka say olive branch. Now what was say, maybe I'll be our reasoning to obey baby. Now I say I did bit me a bridge any gaps and bridges not to be able to move forward. And
because nipa me who no picture was Papa
Rekubrobe, yes.
No na wodo ye doctor. Na me hwe ni situation ne se ne omusi twa ya was like say oh we dey na nka wo say ba na
sometimes pictures na ya sometimes ko enye ye ho ne free but me sure say that picture me posti and I mean to me nka say enye ye ho but we had his permission.
Okay,
we had his permission. Unse kodwompi anim ni sania menye sure say we hu pictures.
Yeah.
Some other places ko enye ye ne release nipa ko na obekwa akosra no
and
release but doctor Rekubrobe die on my permission no me am say me posti wo Facebook. Yes, nti obi sa utimi say when yi nyame aboa na ma wetimi anyi ni mfi akọ anim nti enye say oba begina campaign platform so but at least ne on in his own little way kwan keto bi obetimi aboa ama party no any Dr. Baumia ne esi nani so akọ nanim no me sure say after the visits in the we are very sure so better echi. So it's about those things. Said sometimes we are say ewo hwa nipa bi wo hwa ye pentokwa to say me wo ne be come ntokwa amhwa waboa me because sometimes it's good but ye panyin a wodi edom anima e wo sa wo abadaye e wo sa wo akoma ye timi edeje niama bebre na wetimi ani nipa bebre no aba together. So I'll share the voting history of this country. That means at every point just say MPP ya top from cry nipa be 4 million. Inti esa wo akoma bi eni abadaye bi and me sure say delegates ni hu sa akoma no especially we Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nti no mama na that overwhelming victory no because no obia hu on na betimi aka obia abom me sure so policy committees na nkofo oni omo contest e kwa no he went out to ensure say together with the party to decide say they will be to say educhum better than why education way in a free or nim die bebre or the beba beboa until why would we not bring him
into a more notice say committee when you person the more cost and some information about because about
so we say some of these things mischief but anyway MPP when have we done a committee a be share danya prior notice National Council never could decide next steering committee National Council never decide answer na about most of these people almost serve you on committees since 1990 since about 2008 and it's the same process they say this is our committee so near this is our committee way Inti enye si say ya enfan say ya kwa about 20 nkofo person mu read too much meaning into it. Ye nimpa bi wo hwa omawo manifesto committee of the party so since 2008. So mo nim say National Council we are be publish it. That's the exact same way I'm sure say council hobia or rep wo nko obia wo nkofo ho. Inti ebe odin wo National Council especially you obia otimi abe contest flag bearership. Obete ya na menua. Inti nema bi wo hwa I mean I don't think say yemma no too much life because utimi hu se nipa kona party no edodo editumi ahye ne nsa no weyi ne yem epese eyeye iti ye nyina ye moa no na enyeyi ana menua enya afei na metim maka obi na mitimi hu se after his engagement with all of them no me hu ne se bibi sa be free ho aba say most of the time problem ni ye chitafo most of the time with these things and problems no chita for but me sure say enkofo no mo kwa kensie na nkasa de they will be able to come back together and work for the good of the party send ya MPP mu ya ne da ye run anado oni rakofo contest 98 na ye heated gidi but ye rakofo we ne on them oyana attorney general Era Alan any Era Nanado. So it was giddy for 3 times. But he made him Minister of Trade. But you know, in keeping with that culture of party, no, it's the same way. One party. Ya two abanewi. Saying na MPP for maybe 2 million kobi o hank. Wadani million bill. It's just like that. And now, especially, I dear mama near Japan say minus some a little in Tawantawa too, especially with polling station. And I say you're making a polling station a baby bibisa eba. And yeah, really because of camp no. Before that, no, nanko be baby. I'm to abase. She say any Brian company anyway, company. We now are back together, and that's how most of the constituencies is happening. In some constituencies, especially baby, I may to abano. It'll be a hawker support way, but we now just way here no to be protected no.
On send you examples. I want say after. Nanado ene mampenida da kufo contest but obeyi na sana attorney general eno achi ohwa langwajo chematende onso trade minister no waba bedi wabre one mampeni nanado kwa akansi enu nti ne wo se nkamomu no ba yehu ne se nipa na obeboa wo ama watumi abenya tumi no if say na say so wahu the base omo so mate say no a movement to say there in the base omo say electoral commission for eja ko ni ne nkrofo de e wo ho no mo ansa na opani foforo eti say
omo no mo kon
wo
unse gum
because the base you when you pay wo mi no mo MPP for
na nipa korea pass away recently cry if anything oh no a flag yes intisani amane de wo ho but share the history and the story of MPP it has survived so much so share MPP abakosema if you UGCC MPP has survived so much in 10-year way and debi I'm telling you opayen share NDC for omo founder JJ Rollins yire ekote party minu e wenfa inti sanya man
office no way
ebi person mo brofo beka so ebi person mo tickle omo ho no mo sere that's up to them but o share the amanyosem of the country now o share baby a yeko o share the party na yi no and the overwhelming nature ye did yi na I don't see what and yes when you be aqua can see it now what the reason say be I anywhere I don't think say any of the aspirants about it me abekase ebia ye wie mu ana say ana ye dinendine it was a free and fair election MPP delegates no makoyi di omo pese odi nanim ntiem say to me no e ho na semnesi and I don't think me sure say me hu me nua kwesi quarting statement say Yera Ken, he's not part of the base. Yeah, I'll take Kwesi Kwarteng's word on that matter till the time at which it becomes an issue. For now, me an issue, mame, because Yera Nana Kunedu Ajima Rollins creating me free nuku party mo we near Gusitando, so on also free NDC mo ekote the party. Okoko so by. So in the history of this country, in this republic, it has never succeeded. Inti adensi na odwen so omo ti omo kroma omo di omo mienu akọ court ne na we say we are thinking forward as a party. Tell me amene wo ken. We are thinking about a kwan a yebetimi abagana fo anim. Amo mutimi anya arehemu wo yemu say ye ba yebetimi aye bibi amomo. Adwen ye da ye problem e wo ye trim no. And nothing else.
With say near mu ye preparations are mu ye no. Nancy Metati Dr. Muhammad Baumia statement I say MPP government in waiting 2028 chese okano akukuduro so minimum enyina so ekita mo say ne mo bobo so ya mote ncherhwa no na NDC na nse omunye weye na mabom tokuro baako na mabom tokuro baako ya na say
unse adie say menye sho say NDC for kro maye ne say first anam ka say MPP for ye paadusua no ense say I diversified that and just as NDC manifesto on my phone so me one manifesto from 2020 to this year. Yeah, one more manifesto. Yeah, I praise you more with the more budget or my. I buy uba and yes, I do what can no stream now all the one no air projects no and yes, I know at the beginning of every financial year no obey the opese ode o mine sika ye meboa and ye friend budget no into as ye ma 4-year mandate na ubenya budget about 4 meboa when you made budget review ni ade and this is for my budget in 2 plus the omuka so mobeye no wo de to ho a ensie ni ebia ya hwe ni ye nti na ebetimi azan have very confidently akachi omo but I can sit here very confidently and tell you say 2028 no ye be ye omo score card no na ye F because ya hwe expenditure aka budget 2 chips compound first year crowd BC 600 ya was second year 2026 ABC unsi 100 into ebe den na de na uka say by the end of 2025 no BC 600 your 2026 100 crowd unsi ebe den wa pass
in the history of omanya yetimwe aban bi atumi for feeling ne manifesto nieme womo nyina ne 4 term no say maye bibia
Debbie I will not mean to hide this antrokesi and mean sure but the percentage I'll be to me for failing then nanko for the year day ezu eza we asum bebre what was their main campaign promise
enti my research
me research
who say Ghana for apa ba we NDC for mu na ye to aba mo besa ba
ukọ abato a oni omam timemfo no eco contracts obe show mo boso obe ye we amomo na o maji wedi na o de amawo for a period of time omuhu ne say wadada omo o ya azan o ye frakadam no kre ni wo mu a den no mo ye and there's a standard and you don't need to be a prophet and it's also bisa also for answer when we say and no be si meboa entina me be say me bisa yeah e beti analysis ne wa and asem ben pa na NDC for year who de ne separate no what was it about ombeba ma mabu na anya adwuma meboa obi be kwa no pa ebi be kwa awie ebi be kwa nyuma meboa at the end of the first year omobe fa nipa 1 million adwuma it's on their own manifesto see say year ko end of second year nipa saying on my form adwuma no it's not that kind of simple analysis next is 100,000 wo fie wo ka che omo say omo fa campaign ni si omo tri so no omo nye omo ye nso so what you say omo ye because na omo believe say oba automatic posting na wo ka kire omo no wo de be mo omo say so aba automatic posting no one farm mom almost spokesperson nso kasa na omu the health workers animu ye form minua o person o any nurses group page so e ko head omo kan fa NDC for ho ene science ebobo kakra eni se o tena se edwen e hope se NDC for beti there be but ya tena se ye nim the way ade ne ko eni ya hwe de omo ye so fa eni de omo ka so mo be ye no inti enye say ye preempting but so far this a BB spectacular exercise there's no way our promises no mu ye no omu betimi afofele because na me no kai next 100,000 mu ofie omo twen inti 2028 then abakwa ka kire omo cause omo da so go fie say obe form volunteer for them on cast up volunteer adwuma ye o ka kire ne say obe man automatic posting into aban na OC hospital no ye bebre na ye de omo benya adwuma no na agenda 1 ye say be mo adwuma 70,000 inti aban na all promises 70,000 jobs so man to abama no because also be automatic posting into ugidi say after 8 years no omo nya da so tifia omo nse so imagine and omo mbi so omo ho say ya bay I koto ne 2024 ye ya besa koto ama the same person 2028 ana. And see, based on those things, now, as a political party, as I was striving to win him, just send this for ISIS, Minya show some best, or be anywhere or pesa, achichi here, cosui. Menye sure. Enye obi a na betimi abetena ha abekasa. But enye ade obi ani je ho. As ebehye nkofo ebufu.
Ba sa ohun sidi no so ba bi a ne dollar no
so.
so.
Oh, minia, onse minim se
mo time amoka se mo chi no na mo de safo akoma GP ni nei.
Minia,
so sa
comparison time na yera baomia e kan se wa chi sidi no na ye afeben. Ya na yemfa yen rest sa mata no.
Na ya afeben.
It was like in 2019. Sa time na sidi ne dollar na e fa. From 2017 to 2022, cedi dollar, the appreciation was only 2 cedis. And that was the best at that time. But BBC will react. And this for my ati as say, near Kosovo reaction, it's me affecting because Iran for near they started, it's a full on a course through. Neboa. It is say Ghana for Abe who said that time no umudin true. They were lying. It was convenient for them to lie, say, the Kosovo ain't affecting. Because in Kofor the many to form my UK Parliament or more inflation equals through it went very high. US inflation equals through very high. Krobia ehunkai Emma omo evolve. They had to find a way to solve the problem. It sees that time you about me or your ding. A honey koto gold dia or maton aboka this time. Inti ujense nkofo ni indini nechi. Okay, fine. Maton gold na ye digu hono maton wa $1 na ba form. Me pa cho o dan ka uti aba form. He say electricity and nkofo and o ye den utwi mutan ubetua electricity ubetua water. Akosro 28%. Inti dollar na e ba form ro. Wasesena mu asesa. Inti those are the questions as he say Ghana for obisa. It's fine. Okay, why your dollar not perform at a rate of about 10 billion, at a cost of about 10 billion to the Ghanaian economy? Yeah, economics. But it drew her obi a na system where he said na system mo asesa ampa. Anami but utia more on electricity. Yeah, the doom so levy a beka on so light engine so mau. It drew her. That's what we'll be looking at. But enyese obi ka say wache dollar no upese wo hwa time on ka say wache dollar no the dollar was stable because na hwinsi 2019 obi abetimi afa ne phone atwe the MPP was able to have the longest period of stability almost 6 years 2022 and the energy free nsem and I will admit say enye bibia na course pepepe like the way it should be but enunti enna nipa ehwe bibibio no. Because any sanka oko bi anim na ye you free where now it is an embassy kra oko ba ko ne ye bounce wa sanka unko bi. But you go again because you be evaluate at the end in a different lens. We are very confident say you evaluate BBA the things will become clearer. Say nipa banko pe enne wo adweno eni swade hu na besimi amagana akwanenim. Because over here this year Bank of Ghana for mububu ma konta by send no maboka close to about 40 billion. First almost no person be din trot as for say bibia say ya ma ye ni anko ho anko fo de be fa ye kon. Omo be kan 15 afa ye ya che omo dia tum say was about 30. The sa bo omo say gold na ejama omo no omo ton ye. Ubehye ye answer na you about me about Ghana politics nukura na gold no ye ntongu ho. Nkofo be ka say e good ye de man no e bad na e pese ye ni free. Obia ewa aban ni mu ye de bibi hye ne nsa meboa to ye Minister of Education na education ko ya modin nti so wo ye policy as vice president na eno ko ya I didn't na ye nyi won free because we are vice president nti e be ka say gold na ye raba me ama ye start to ye no assess the outlook of Ghana in 2028 ye na ye be bisa say ye pe obi ada bia say problem backroom ha otimi gin ekwanye ebetimi aboa ekro ne so abedi so ana ye pe obi a onka hwe
enti dok mo wo fom
your form
mo fom
say ye tie fom
mu tie fom
of course ye be tie fom
enti fom a mu tie no ena mu kita sa message we a message chese ne wo kan nyina no wo gidi se mo kona mo koton we ena mu tie ne Ghana fo ka
o ye tie
in comparison say NDC MPP time am wo on en muti
yes
ena Ghana for say mo message no omo gitum say eneyi omo ho kire omo ene niema say eti ye to aba ombeto amamo
yeah be anyas me sure say a question na obisa me me sure say a question na me am say Ghana when there nobody can know for sure the Ghana for beto amamo at any point in time
but when you say e was some years research no
oh me sure say to your researcher the research is done on the day you are doing it ukobi so obi hwan na beto amana obisa no ene it's not in 2028 see you say obi a prophet
because no beboa mo ye nuru ho be no beboa mama hu se ne mu programme mo ye mo say say no mo dwenti yenye say no emoa mo
of course of course research ya there hu here one of the committees cry a research committee so I share paper anymore so of course research is being done but as I'm saying research be obey no it is on that day it's musa dankwa ne po ba obisa Ghana for on a day na or yes our research it's not in 2028 inti mre wo ho ye be hwe Ghana for benya akwanya no I evaluated the two parties again. Inti I don't see the reason why anybody should go into an election say welusu. Yeah, dream sa sankira Mahama call maybe to after 2016 why na dream wo krom ha say about Mahama betimi asa be president bill. But just after 8 years Ghana for man an overwhelming victory anameboa. Me sure say okotena ho 2018 and no can be unfunny serious but sana mretie emaniama esesa emaniama ye clear until we are quite confident ABC
no makukudro wasoro ba ni nyina na se mbeka gya gumpa gise muyi leadership a be di party nanim from constituency besi national na sana campaign na shase gidigidi pa
like I'm saying enye really about a campaign na shase gidigidi amayen yeah party yeah believe in adwendwen yeah set committees together no makodwen ekwan ayemfa kro ne mfaso because for us na enye do or die affair
but say omudwen we are you sell the message
of course
so enu na mpese me hu time am de be sha
say yeah release timeline for our internal reorganization by September near to national election newe
enti so obi hu say vice say na ho keka akofoma mo arrangements ekoso wo party num
sa ahonkeka akofom na menti ase da bia ye nam
onti ase ho
maybe because da bia ye bibi si say or your opposition leader on your president da bia ubehu so ye bibi but da bia o ye bibi echina ye kwa ye wokuma da bia something is going on
because so compared to time before cry MPP be back power no before 2020 basi 2024 na sena sabre na muti opposition by
2020 to 2024
me back before 2020 asem na America 2016 mampani that day be free suwe mu no campaign pa sabre no former vice yeah the kind of messages are what the tutumu
maybe so 2016 until we have 2 years to go to 2028 in a election year there's so much to do but enko focus e mo hu na mente ase nanti ya yankwazie for program
bi nya say hu no obi omuso mu hu no
maybe I'm trying to understand the question no
ne kasa some message ase ne na kane o kasa no akoye meetings ahoro no
yes party say ye tete MPP foi ya release statement enne on kasa
ye na tete mo anka mo kasa
ehia enye mi ya kan sen kwa opanyi due matemante ana ameboa enye time bia na osori na wakasa anyhow when it's a right time to talk okasa and like I'm saying there's a long time when ohun say MPP for atete na edoso or issue statements enne okoshia Adom kuma ehwomo Edin, Emma, Omo, a choir, a befaso as a party, and that is his job to do. And it's I didn't know like time now, not all your campaign. It was an election year. And see, I didn't I say, and young council now be a question. And see, yeah, we plan and we are going to follow that plan. And I don't want anybody to believe that nothing is going on. A lot is going on. You're about me, extremely hardworking. And there be anywhere on sorry and panda Joe. He's always doing something. But and there's always something. There's a lot of engagements that go on. A lot of engagements. Until at the right time, You about me and now who in active campaign mode. No be at the right time.
Yentwen kakra.
Then I'm more share. Maybe I'm more catcher me and I'm me the cotton and him say bia. Then I'm more share.
So was so na me amanfo aka kire mo amanfo bisa.
I think times journalists here na my bismartest question me because I think so be at yes that we have 2 years to the election. Yeah, flag bearership in Tema and say TSM campaign now.
So what was the reason amudi in Tem?
It was to calm down the acrimony in the party. Na meti Macau na doso. And I never dare to say to a baby, BBR to form. BBR calming now. The way an party ni move through because na vacancy a besino. Nenya dear you be ade. In fact, comes cry MPP comes cry name wacheche. That's no way to be able to keep a government like NDC and throw any azan or model moniama on their toes. I was when you come, I was just telling you, Bank of Ghana losses. Said kuma nanko. Koma san komo di afa Ghana for any so say omo boka 14 billion pe meboa enya minority ne call ya anko meba beji atum say omo boka over 40 billion first no pese Ghana 40 as say Bank of Ghana boka mismanagement so omo say Bank of Ghana enye profit making and when dedi enya so bo ba ko omo de boy and say Bank of Ghana boka in 2022 enti mismanagement say enya nipa kro na no beka che say Bank of Ghana enye profit making business and I mean you ameboa. So that is the job of the minority or the opposition to make sure say the Ghana for the corona shanensano on fa intro and then da embryo meniso a juma of opposition no and that's the juma that we are preparing and we are doing very well.
Oba ye niema a wabobo so fa ban hu nyina na ye ena ne omu ye we na nye na 24-hour economy timotenchen no munhu sa abayi ba ye o ma ye bibia abeka se we die koye
enu nye medjuma o ena honestly menya sure so ma ye bibia koye to the point say me ba betena ha bo ma ba so then no ma ye koye menua de bia biju ka bi kire me Debbie, me year juma in the health sector. BB wo ho apro. Uma me adaji me cheche omo.
Health to honum no BB also.
There's no
free primary health care no.
What does free primary health care mean? And then you knew. Free primary health care always existed and the NHIA. Ye launched free primary health care and the NHIA in 2024.
And they take effect brebe.
It take effect in 2024.
It was
under NHIA. Free primary health care and just was static kiosks. That's not what it means. Free primary health care say for the level of receiving primary health care quite be free. Into just all polytechnica, baby primary health care be free. Into the fact say omoye theatrics polyclinica be free because I want access free primary health care and that existed in 2024 and the NHIA. Into then omoye into minua opese me bom nsem momwe. Enko ade omo kan ye ana ehu hia yen automatic posting e maso ade omo ka che doctors and nurses ne say your duty free car waiver na omo de maaye no e beto aso omo buy they cancelled it. In fact na cars abedru Ghana port kra e demurrage e maaye dede ansa na sa 50 cars ne kra ba na omo cancel policy no. Agenda 111 hospitals are here ready yet the 24 months in see bear 3 to completion. Omo betina so 16 months omo fa ni pengu
completion say
completion unhu videos of agenda 111 na complete no. Me yatro
kuna complete ne se dia na na wom
edan wom hospital bed wom theater bed wom x-ray wom Emma power plant in so wom. The videos are all over. Inti say weni nkon ho a difference but opese wo hwe dia no nothing in the health sector has improved, nothing. In fact, BBI your worse because we beat me the 24 months AC dying at the akonya sim the hospital bed sim at the power plant sim. Now bet na 16 months now be anwa. Just what failure na.
Say onim say na wo kan agenda 111 ya wo kan Dr. Nsia Sari. Me ensa na omo say aye ready kokoben de ahanta ene there was one area so the chede de ka ho nyina no. Na no Edwada ni Dr. Nsiasa Ikasa wo ha o ka se no munwie ye kora no niema kakra na aka wo so omudi gum no e wo warehouse a ne na aka ne say ye de kogum. So when you say
mini ahwe
bia ye krado we ne de nyina ye hu
ye nti ohwe we enyam pa ye betimi di obi atoso. Inti say in 24 months.
You are a medical doctor.
Yes.
So inti say ye kasa hospital ye krado a empa nko a.
Menye sure say wetie de make no. Say 24 months. Obi asidan no. E de mpesim, e de akonya sim kanea wo ho. In 24 months. Now about 16 months. Now untimi mbie ano a. Adenti na wo say me bom nsem ma. Ye bae na UGMC. It was not operationalized. And people operationalize the UGMC. Sikana ye spending on agenda 111 400 billion no 400 million no who did no. That's how much they used to build UGMC only phase 1. Yeah, by UGMC was not ready. Taos kwa no movie. As a doctor, I had gone there. Me wa fanana the first CEO of UGMC. Into minim the America. UGMC was not as ready as these hospitals. Yeah, mbiano. That is the job of the government. Into minim de enti a ubi some set membom in sem sa kandra tenase 6 months 16 months. They near the 24 months yeah 16 months yeah penti kania wom akonya wom hospital bed wom x-ray wom edembio and now here 10 years and sana odi awie nipa ko no see dying the crowd to that point no or you so 10 years. So there's neither here nor there. And then agenda 111 hospitals in Nkwa. They are the Governmental projects. And that's the picture I was showing you. So Amediano and there are so many Governmental projects. Also, never be or high. Yen honest. Not so munye yen country. The Governmental projects are also there. Hospitals now are dotted around. Yeah, torn. Mi hubaku drop on so. A dime si ho. Ye vie MPP bia no obi anim enso nkofo drobon so ko anim ho a also omko another village ansa na omanya yaresa but after 16 months yembo yensem momo menti ase so when who impuntu obi wo ho a me pa cho ka kire me
ebi ne city na me bisa
there the one now would be right help
ebi city na me
and health city no unse
na me bisa wo say umunhu ade papa bia o moye
debi
na wo di tisi health a wo kan health
bisa wo say nti wo ka kire me waka city no na bisa wo say city no ade a wo de to no atimi ama na biem me de enye sa ama me ade na me to series as say na 50 in fact no dey akoso
say mo be stabilize na no mu mutimi ye.
I'm telling you say in the first 6 years it was stable. In the first 16 months if they have stability let's give it to them. But stability no has it translated into your pocket? Asema mi bisa ono no. O electricity bill enkwosro by 20 almost 30%. Time na nyamanye no. O electricity bill enkwosro 30%. Yasa charge you extra doomsol levy 1 cedi aka ho. Lights nso kra nyina so. Inti those are the things. O pese mi hu bibi papa o maye. And honestly mi hu inti so when who be there obetimi aka kire me me de me hu ade papa me hu ade bi omode omonsa si omobo se ebeye bi ayaye there be 24-hour economy no omode separate de ye anyum me hu adwuma 1 million jobs me hu ye mmebunu nda so go fie nkofo a omonye adwuma nti a ye soso omasen no esonte in fact ebia beka ho inti meme no mabrabo mu nsesa me boto mu nsesa ye wo de mu asesa de ma me hu de wo ye na ebia masua bi inti ade papa ndisi fo aye no wo betimi aka kire me no me hu me de me hu ye there's nothing metimi adwen aka se we o maye ni ye okay am say matena joy aka se foreign affairs ministry with the repatriation of Ghanaian citizens. And that's how it's supposed to be. And yeah, they started with foreign affairs. Honorable Shelia Ekobotwi, very excellent. And Tokwani Siwa, Ukraine, she was the first person to expatriate. Ghana was the first country to expatriate. Into no, as a watuasuye. So, person me bomb ambasu be and Nkwana mehu. But my is that there's nothing.
Your my answer the Ghana for free South Africa.
Expatriation in Nkwana mehu se omak tuasu in a way that was befitting. Who bisa me question na me who answer na me pesa me dem na me bisa ono e di mbio into $1 na if you dey mbio no mai
hwe
me bisa wo
na mbisa
me maka me answer na kire
me ma bisa wo question
and na ma answer question
unhu hwe ya
but I say you are not happy with the answer.
How would you know me happy and answer me happy?
Asking me. Inti me person me who be on my baby at me who ye. Na my media come me information.
Because question I was saying beside the maybe so. When I was saying me bisawa. So me happiness no
really
because the me for listeners no. It is a wo se wo hu hwe a say ye Ghana for free South Africa aba
and no question ya mekan no ade a omoto aso expatriation ade omoto aso ade na Ghana a start because Ghana as a country was so we Ghana ni na okoka baby was so embassy boa and no me hu ni say something special ade a was say whether MPP NDC as on mine et say na US citizen oba hana bibi o ken mbeba be fa they will come and find you and give you counselor support. That's a proper country. Inti say yetimi sana eno ekoso. Of course me de be more. But minus that no matina hardjin because we some question several times. I mean because baby I'm here juma no nothing has improved. Bibia atia sign. Inti mean health sector I don't see a single improvement.
Abusian safe no abie wa fidi a bani ni shujumedie so eni ene ya ne mpanimfo ohwe nkitaundie so wo Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne campaign team no emu baako ye Dr. Akuamo Akon ene ene no etwetwe enkomo babi a omode omonhyehyeye aduro fibra Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia mpanimfo eto abade tumi hye ne nsase woni amanyoko nanim no ntu franka emma wono ebi na wama yahu committees ahoro mpanimfo asete wadwuma wo ye botaye omudi besi omani suo nyina no wabobo obobi so de amaya oba YouTube ayedam live wo ho wadwenche ubetumi de bi afa ho na bresem yakenkan de ama omanfo de bi aba mienu mesrew o message no so opese ye kan de a o de ba no ama ho ate ne atumi akan de ama wo ehonti a enya de se ye kan a ebeyi nate Emmanuel sakide ya wode aba ma menhwe o message a wode aba o se na sesie na ase omuwire efi hifo no omuwire efi message no mesre o de ba na wachi mosi akua me pese obisa doctor ma me se agenda 111 no ho asem a o ka no die nti na omo man complete a omugya no ho no mo ekoye because omo share da ye ne se omo to apete ama aban a chese wo ba na abeya na asese
so move pese standard a obe hold wa ban to ye we ya ene e bebracho senia mekan ye MPP the 24 months NAC hospital ni be drew pointer ye sorry for aban so December 2024 inti so from December obi the 24 months 2024 near handy over that's when a lot of the commissionings were done. Wa commissioner we dey na aka operationalization so mo pese aban na mato amano no o pese all the 10 years your operationalization na mo say is gooder. That's okay, but to me it's not. So what I say and you say adenti na when we December 2024 ye free aban mu ana meboa into from opposition we couldn't have operationalized those hospitals
no ni asema o colleague doctor na no nu obisa mi asum bisa doctor Nsiansare say na man you over ambitious say 111
no not
one say na you can say 24 months na mutumi say niemu amo can say mo complete ye
ye kaminia enye natural video evidence enye
na make say miensa niemu ka say mo complete no tinka mo ye nka kra say ya ye be 20 ye nkeka mo bebre ntompete say na na
I think agenda 111 there's a lot of confusion on it. Sadly no about 9:30 and so I have to leave soon. And you say yesterday ni na abomu it was done in phases. It was done in phases and in zones. I think there were about 8 or so zones. Into a static zone where into the about 30 a dine su ho ya boso that would have been the first 5 zones. And you say a static 100 nina ye sinabum. No. It was done in zones. Into a bit it's just at the foundation. The last zone, you start say the first zone of 30 na ye pesi any brain ye. The many Ghana for ebe ya with regards to agenda 111 they say ye ma ye who 2 years see the basic hospitals in na. And it was over ambitious. I will admit it because a Kromha hospital be anywhere 2 years see. UGMC esi ho cry it was 6 years. And you we phase 1. For one hospital. No, and I can't say the name say we tried. There's nothing wrong when we are so be ambitious. When you are ambitious and microphone yes when you can see her. A ambition. There was so doing so bit me aye. Now why you do baby? Yeah, starting agenda 111 and him say between the 24 months, I see 3 hospitals to completion and about 30 with the structure there. And him say between me aye sa meboa. Until we started that, and so me dream as Ghanaians, they will see a jai sa thinking say I didn't na mo ye bebre. Till the person see a jom 261 no. Maybe a ja 261 no. And no they prudent. Nipa ko na okan ya ma na to Ghana for asum say we see hospital 111 enye. Ono asi obesi a ja market 261. Instead, the internet was ye funny pakro is serious.
Doc, mami fancy, I'm fancy anaja na kotwa we dwuma so. Ye besen hye bio. Afi we ye one. Kobo ahun bra. Afi first one ni ohun.
Den ya ye be kwa aba nti. As always, Adom the minimum na ewa ha.
Mate ye da se pass ye tun safre wa oba. Nyame ehraw abusia Dr. Akwiamo akon ena yate ne nke na free sabi ko ye bie nhoma no atum se ne medical dia twodwa no eya ma kasa ho nte ye bie nhoma no tumu a ma kasa ho ente medamase mamena Dr. Akwiamo akon asepa pani ya ba enkitaudi omo a omkasa de ma Dr. Muhammadu Baumia no wo mu ba ko enno na Electroland Ghana Limited for so yeda wase wo the Samsung TCL Media Nasco and wo de abadwa so electronics asem na making say ye smart TV say na wuhia say double door fridges and na say AC air conditioners, grill gas cookers, washing machines and sound towers ni nyina no what bi aba ya betumi enya bi na krade no a ye to no so onte ya dial star 928 star 8888 hash star 928 star 8888 hash unya boy ya na esa wodo ho ahyem wutumi reni a enema amabobo so say ye TV so say ye microwave so say ye washing machine so wutumi reni bi ya chese ye de mawa na ye de amawkwa enwoma ye de ye adwuma nyimre no ye 0302 216561 0302 216561 and at 0302 216562 mame fa frefo a odikan na yen hyase hello eja udin ni baby afrefre
anyway indeed Master P
mi enti o
if you just go for there you agena 111 anyway ba ko mi constituency no job enough a function 6 months ko ni or more than 6 months agena 111 nti no am ka say 3 mi kom no job enough am MP na na osaji AKD joke is a kwambo ko nyama krako ni ekodum
ose o hefa
no job enough jumapo o practice here more than 1 year
agenda 111
ni 111 my correspondent in pato moving ko check ye juma ye dia wo bia o
hospital no na ye hospital e wo ho dada na asese
agenda 111 is starting from your friends foundation agenda 111 odiem CCA my correspondent na before we empon no job enough you do has to see agenda 111
you foundation ye bedi achi o aso gina so
na do kran be commission 2024 commission
gina so ma me na
gina so
minim nyabotre pa na ye bedi achi ebetimi aye hospital ayesie ama ye bebia no ba say ye under agenda 111 de agenda 111 no enye ne wo kan po a eye mpanimfo na ankasa numuton no ne omo kama yete ase se omo awie ye betumi aye adwuma wom no na eye miensa ahanta de no kokoben na trede miensa we no omo ka cheye eti ebeye hospital a ye bia no hospital bi dem mom udenya yo o de gina so akire na yenyo number because ye bedi akire na ya hwe that's it. Mame for hello. Abusia adwenche no oba Facebook, YouTube and ekra de YouTube nkwa na ye adwuma na Andrew Sobo obi de ye ode aba o se akua mame mo Dr. Abaso papa Dr. Akua Moako me bona baso ewo nchemu a ode aba kache ne se ontoa adwuma no so Samuel Abisian o se bi wai me chiamo na kache doc mame se agenda 111 hospitals na de sa idea no eye total failure chese oman planning ye se nko omu ye omu ka so omu ye be 30 a ko betumi ayate omu nsa firi ho enya ne se wo makeka ne ma bomu aka hoi. Hello. Hello. Good evening Madam Pachoma ne so kakra ma me. Good evening. Udini baby afrefe.
Pacho but the ajoa before Casua.
You know ajoa to asuma me.
Pacho MPP for your mistake I. Obviously, Mamma but Nasia Casa the Gray and agenda 111. Oh, so say a broad a yare and the crowd which the papa one card is in a when you post it in Nakamumpin, so for my area. Marco. Yes, or maybe the Modiagin and the Diago NDC by sea. NPP by idea NDC, NPP, I see a 2 years since NDC above. The same about me, the side you. Let us say a queer man, I acquire chill me. Mammy penny about another transfer a big year will be a crime. A penny to fear, like a larry and cat. No fear for no way, I can't carry for I can't come with that.
Yes, yeah, that's it. You know, Adwa. O say enye crime na mum omo condemn ni ode to aso eno no Gastiman Brekum o say bi why mame mo Dr. Abaso papa very eloquent me mo na baso ewo adwuma wabe na adwumre eho na nati wode no maboso mame fafrefo. Hello
Ekuya
eja udin ni baby afrefe.
Oh uni ya Collins ni o
yo Collins mi enti o
so uni me say me call deputy communication officer what to constituency. Na no ka say yenfre akowa no. Yenfre no anti meni aban yenfre no ma. Debo so afre no.
Me pebre no na yehia why? Yebehia set yebehia.
Ya seni ye flyers na ma akowa anti me any na ebonsu ana aban yemi ensawe NDC to MPP baako.
Ya na abrewa bubu ahini omo maka no so na mahwehwe omo aka ho na nyina mami ahia why
any problem we dey maako wa afre ye mu bia ye telephone number so wo no ho
yo
na ye na hia ye na ye nka ye nim
yo mate ye da se
mami chia wetiefuo ekia na mami a doctor o ye sentreni a wo de musronko o we say o say waka send pray from day one and sem na no say yo because we are neutral waka sem no dodo na menko the good people of this country and a benefit under President Muhammad NDC we dey need some kind no and na fahin and as say there so timi o say eti ye party say o say e dey attempt any crime ekuya one man opportunity let me come again na obi o ti we fi di ntie bi na me ba ya and I said ekuya ye say na ma fa me ho edi because Ghana is free freedom of speech and you say come ye governable lawlessness no ebia no ye chichiro man embu o man sa me ka say enura na enya enede ye no ma ye condemn o pe power na to me a ye nkasa de sa Ghana fo na to abati MPP se mama mu enye ye mo di Ghana fo fa so mo chie central photo Captain Smart obi ansa Mugabe Mase eni ne kika ho yes ye kan ade be chien ine de na sesa utimi di a judge for atem wosi o enye bone It's in who can out the dear judge for them crowd to be found who did ya. And you're not Ghana for a to the moi.
Ma memfonsi ona mefa for hello.
Hello.
Eja udini baby afrefe. Ma wafidie na wo achi no nkọ for ma na to so. Boko.
Nipa cho John me free Laura Upper West.
Yo Joe ma wafidie no nkọ for.
Mamtia Dr. Ekuya wa kasa yi papa. Che. Tenifo ka asem bi se kokonsani oduana brewer efifi ewo no nanse. Che, I'm telling you on record say. Said you. Nyansa ben na wom a obi a oni dan da. Na ye say ye kosi market amano. Bra West in the Upper West region. Omo ko dri amanfo dan egu. Abra omo ni baby eda. Just because of 24-hour economy. But let me send Domama back to 2024 in Winneba. Okay, say or see or the Ejuma Bebre Eba employment from the security sector, from the health, from the education sector. And I will say Ejuma Bako and Nipa Miensa a trade shift. It's all kind of mean now we know see Obia Bedidi Peche. Cecilia 24-hour economy, I bet done it for 1 night. I'm telling you, sir, the whole of the northern sector. And Obuku Crumpo and Jane say, even Crumpo in Sotobre group. How can I not farm? Now, Ceciano, say, a queer farm door. You don't yet be working, I had the court market Akoton. NDC. Omubi dia omo kaya no said the doctor kaya no eya zankwa koko ketenkete no ewoy here bibia omo kaya no eya azantro me NDC 2028 dia omo kaya ni na kama is real me da say
yes that's it ma memfonsi aminu abema natural Laura for my hello
everyone
eja udini baby afrefre
everyone your friend Adom because I feel
yo Adom mienti
yo I'm so na Juma Pawe Kofodia 40 pa na mo do so near them and they have been like 3 times everyone mami bra alaja lead up the la oba regional Nasara in region also chiao everyone now kase agenda 111 back home Juma po you see am kase yo
yeah no so yeah Juma
everywhere Juma mami chowa there
nyabuche Juma pono constituency ben
Nujabe North
bra yi beka ye na say no so yedi eno a yo wo de ye bedi akire wo chena
everyone pacho na ukọ nyinemu a ye wo kwaro so ho no omuwie omuwie printing na wi ukọ nyinemu wo sa kwaro so ukọ nyinemu if you are brown so ata rekromo
na no na Dr. Beyo can say omoye auditing no ni omuhu ye ne say because of elections nintini ebi wo ha ye ko penti ye na ye nwie ye
everywhere
ye
Ghana before the admin the agro get kromwa ana buy or what is here for this $200 million so this agreement 5,000 units a housing project you know 6,500 no can what painting yam fa even toilet seat da kwa enti da ba kumbu and we say says ka wo na ba wa ba no bi asha se bibi no ye na to aso a ka Ghana so de nyo priority to mo sika ni ense sa o ba also see school block 200 o we no see 25 where back amount 21 kana 46 o ko for that now abeje over 46 what the house account Yapos be a view of one chance as a Kufado ever to after you be. It's a one sick and a taxi in the mini by a deal. Kabama of a cattle on the priority, then a priority, and a marketer for phobia at the top Ravinia. Now we see 24 as a foreign market, sign like a Ghana for. Who can say Ghana for me, Juma back? I might maybe anybody and son of Jumano. If you can't form a Shamuto, boom, and then going out to the market. Anyway, and one about the kind of way, a place over Kaye. And Mumbu, a Sony. And I want me to have us out. We are Santina, can you be? Because one is a Mafonso, and a Ghana is a Mafonso. I'm a corner and a Ghana Fonka, and I'm for the other for the real store of Kaibacho. ya kidnap to be so we am home be mo pai mo man na be o man e ko no e de dem yesu na isi e ka pa ne be che wo we ya ko po share ma pai o mi ajima ko bo dia mo apia ko
yo ajima e da say hello
minyaba
eja
ebi wa nyankopon isra pa oduma dia bomba cho original pa am de unyanka secretary chimai
yo mini atachimai for ho ya to asoma me
ebi wa nyame adom ebi wa nyame no kwere unum se Ghana ene de mamen kansa no pe we nchiro Ghana pa wuyi Adom FM free onuma ene je ni Ghana because unum se mo kanu so a mo na yetie mu na ye de jeje ne ne ye de srinya nguraje o because MPP ni NDC Ghana hwambo papa na de ye me ya pa ye maami anu ne twen komo nwumle se bi oba time pa he everyone why you adwuma so nwumle na onipa mo abaso awrade nyankopon be bo abaso ne dwumade na wudi ye no se maame na nemnim so bi so okodan so odwene ensema busa no ho a neso no ne sunya ma na dwena de neso wamfre wanka se ebi wai unuma ye adwuma ne no nso no ye nipa ebu amba don fasa akunya so nchaje ura lanche maten se ba bi owo bia me ka che Ghana fortet wo ye babunu ana so ye Ghana ni a wodwena wo da che ho a 2028 enye wadwena ko to aba ma MPP na se NDC da ne mu ye nyina nyina Ghana kan ko ho ne nto aba fama ye ura lanche maten ene South Africa ebi wai wo mu pom Ghana foi papa enim de ni nyansa account and South Africa do abi yo we so be Ghana so
2028 obeko
wo ni NDC se ni bi ne be ko so na emu ya memu a Ghana ni ba ho beto no ana so bedwono ebenya adwuma ye ne beba minya ba ma minka so venture to ene MP4 so mkire say so obi di atema yenya anu mieni na ye ene na me so me ka che yewrabo me say tema na abronye edi yewra candidate Japan atema na ka say oh to yewrabo me anu mu wo hye no say na ye boa wona na ka che man be di atem
I'm fancy ya na memfa front to so hello
Edward
eja udi ni baby afrefre
acha fami sakwade
sak frefre hin
acha mi ka sa free time come to 11
yo mi enti o mini abema
Edward maame no wakasa pa Edward enti Ghana uni baby da ni yesi your friend say 24-hour economy market any yebidi ene almost say dollar ya keso eso dollar no en reflect we in bottom ukobja so se ukoto ade a eboa ye tono de no ye ntiso uton ade enso a uton ade ne sika na ubenya no wundi sika ni nwie ya unya sika ni bim age wadi awie se say nyuma nyina gu businessmen sika fo ye sika nyina ahye enti na chese aban we ye si agenda 111 ebie wie a se mu commission ana mutu na mu se agenda 1 yi ye friend say 24-hour market 24-hour market yi ye friend say mokola any you two may hwe omo ahwe yi a market wono omo akobubu no omo ahwe yi ade ebeto omo no e kire se ayi ensuman a nkrofo nsuman a hyehyehye wa omo bubu no omo ahwe yi a nsuman no dachi on be sore tia o
nkrofo suman
na unim se market o ya na nsuman ho
eya adwadifo na de akohyehyɛ ho
eyi
adwadifo ndi abosoma hyehyɛ dwanu
adwadifo no
enti ububu ho no mo ana abosom ni di wachi
chese ububu a won say one fa kwampa so e bubu no wa fe kwagadre e na o ma fa so dia ko bubu sa market no Yes. Enti o mu hwe ni yi pa sa anya market na o mu bubu na na so mu ko bubu no o mu hwe ni yi pa chese enye duabo ni mu no enye ma hye market ni mu na o mu ko bubu no daachi o mu hwe yi a ebe sori etia wo daachi
ehwo yedasio edase mamfa ba ku ntwato fa ba ko bra na yemfa ntwato hello eja udi ni baby afrefre
ye frame Enoch
yo Enoch mi enti o
me ka free tema na madam na okasa yen on say madam no na semo no mi ensisi suma mi o o ka che say mudi 24 months and esi agenda 111 now ne refu say omuba power 8 years ana you spend 1 day to bed or you spend 10 days to bed. What we know ni say mobile power 8 hours no and any adwuma mo ya mo anwie no intimani metal radio so nkan say 24 months no mo dey see you came to power for 8 years no nyamo dey jaye no until the whole 8 years no nyamo aye no mo anwie no bi aba onyanya 2 years wo se unhu ne waye now 8 years no and then I will see and when we and then I would compare will be happen or no wenya onyanya 2 years. How can you compare yourself to him? And you know, omo amayo no I have some better radio so omo per se omo tu futuro egu Ghana for any na bringing them no yanka so omo die na ye omo die ben na ye. That is what we have done for 8 years. And the money metal radio so nka say 2 years and I say 24 months. You work for 8 years and that is what we achieve. One nyame yeduma.
Usuni nyame entna mejina odie isuso na media frefo no esi. Abusua ye tiesi fomo a nesana madwenche ne ba komienu bi ewo YouTube a mefa na media si. Azi twumesi. Wose mehwe mu free Israel Tel Aviv na akua doko o mameti ase obetena ase na o mameti ase se obekọ 9:30 nyesa pa prince de ayode aba wose ya yewo okre district akue unim sa agenda 111 ye de ye di na kule fa okre de no eka ho na yenkohwe okre so de ohu wanhwe ya wo de hospitals no wahu ye government project no ewo honomo en ye wo district hospitals ahodo obi so a bia na nya agenda 111 it is one way ya beka ni nyina bomu aka say agenda 111 because na no juadanke ni Dr. Nsiasa ye ka say ko bebo so a kire enti one way ya government project no enonko enka agenda 111 no ho eti niemu kan se ye nyokre ena new job so de new job enough de no ye bedi achi ne yahwe project no ankasa yahwe kule wafa okre de na ka ho aha eti nyame ya adomo efise o se omukra de omadi na fidida agenda 111 hospital no omadi na fidida etu de ye DC nempanimfo ye wo no me fichine ko ye bedi achi na yahwe no so me da se pa prince so de a wodi aba Stephen Frimpong so de ye ode aba o se Stephen mam fancy way Roxana J Ajeman o se mesramu nti Ghana mpanimfo pa se wo moda so si bodua no wo munim se enne ye ka dwa adane shopping malls ye malls akese eno omuda so enam say yesi 24-hour market senke yes amos no kura na say 24-hour was senke no ye na emomedwa ebi kura akane ani ho yesi 24-hour market edu ho ebedi akire wo de nyabotre na sa 24-hour market no ye beje brise ya na yakwa enumu na yahwe if say is as a 24-hour economy no ni nyina ada ni dwa no eti dwa no sen kura na yesi no afa ye beje brepa na bani ni hwudwumadie aso ya hyede edi akire na ya hwe sene eniema esi etie abusua ma memfa mo ensi ma memfa mo nsi na menam ase ye da Electroland Ghana Limited for ase niema odi aba no eye electronics nkoa se open nasco product media product and say Samsung TCL ni nyina akọ no mo a ubetumi anya bi na akrade ne ye to ye nwie ye etudu hu hyem wo dial star 928 star 8888 hash star 928 star 8888 hash unya boy ya wodo ho ahyem ebribia ye beto akrade no wona anie na se uka ho kama ye niema ekoye ede amawo na busie World Cup aye koi no so pese experience no ti ase pa de a anaso kwa wunya the World Cup experience ene wonyira kwan nyame ya adomo abosom ye besimu eye June bosom ye mu na World Cup no ye de ehihye so etimesrew ye wo official FIFA sales agent wo ho no mo a wo mo na se eba kwantuo mu yanya nhyehyɛ ye ukodura because one hwe na wunya visa no na wotisimu akofra rupreko a bekwa akoduru sene airport ho no na wo ka wani kurukurukuruku hu ba bi a wofa nemom se upekuo bi a agents a omo no eba ba bi a wo beda ba sedo be nanti bibia ye benya ma wa eno ne yesi the World Cup experience ene ye de ma wo no matches no bra ye de beba so bibia wo se koso bia no abusua se VIP stadium seat ni bi na pa ye de be ma exclusive lunch ye de be ma niema wom etu de ne ohia ne se wo be frɛ 055 1551 119 055 1551 119 ofra ne womo bia no ubenya the World Cup experience a eboa ama okwa wo ho enkokyere wo ena Franco Trading Enterprise wata ye chiro CCTV cameras no wonye wo de ya no waje wo de animu ye fise ene ne aba no CCTV camera original one ani eda ho no mo sa woni papa Franco be didwa na ye online a see a man 40% discount which means so afre it was 024 64 22338 to Freya ya no ebedidwa kama abusia medemo asi production team no na meda wase lawyer listo wo kwadwofodwo jamratwum akowua na kwamkulenu producing for mafa ne odematumu live wo Facebook na YouTube anwumre so edwe teta daroma na ode yen atumu munyimfo na medin akua boachewa yadom JP